Sorry, I'm always dancing out, dancing in. You gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. Happy Monday, everybody. Hi, guys.
How you doing?
Well, I'm coming in a good mood. Like I said, just dancing my way on in here, you know? Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Man.
It has been a Monday.
I don't
know. That is for sure. It has been a Monday. So I'm glad it is a 3-day week. Because
that's right. Short week for most
needed.
people. Yep. Mm-hmm. Short week for most people. I love it.
Yeah, it's a 3-day week, but it's a long 3 days.
Yeah, if you try to cram all 40 hours into 3 days, it's sure going to be a long week, Badel.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Yes, indeed. That's true. That is true. And get everybody, you know the drill, man. Likes, subscribes, share this thing out. Help us grow this thing. Appreciate you very, very much. Guys, I know we got this is going to be a short show today, guys. Like, we're going to try and keep it to 30 minutes. So appreciate all of you being here. We'll go say a quick shout out to the chat, and then we'll jump right in. BC, what do you say?
Sounds good to me.
Because you're going to be driving most of this. So let's, as long as you go with yes, works for me. All right, let's see what we got for people here. Actually, I should probably do that. That way everybody can see the chat. And we got Wick's wife in the house. Appreciate you being here. Nice, nice. And of course, Automatic Beats. Appreciate that. Lads in the house. Excellent. Appreciate all of you being here. Thank you for getting that chat going tonight. Wait, what did Automatic Beats say? So no politics to that. Oh, Automatic Beats was into that the live stream BC and I did this morning, and yeah. It kind of went off the rails pretty damn quick.
You can join me Saturday for a highly political discussion where there will definitely be some BC rants, because I'm going to be very unhappy because my bar for corruption is like one thing is too many.
There you go. Facts. Adam Simpson, I see you. Welcome. Appreciate you being here. All right, BC, come on, man. Keep us on track. Bring up what you want to talk about first, and let's try not to get too political.
All right. Well, this one has pretty much no politics in it. So we've got Michael Saylor, and you know, it's been all over the news since Michael Saylor's company has been talked about maybe being delisted from stock exchanges because it will no longer be considered a company because his ratios of asset holdings with the Saylor strategy puts him at an asset manager or a fund as opposed to a company. And on top of this, we're now getting other news. This is news we've talked about here before, but now we've got a little more information, especially with us dipping down to $79,000 on Bitcoin. Of course, we've got a little bit of a bounce from there, but you still saw some signs from Michael Saylor's company. And here it kind of goes into it. Bitcoin's plunge brings Strategy's holdings to near break even, but the key test lies 18 months ahead. And we've talked about it here before. He raised his entry instead of lowering his entry, which, as you know, is the opposite of how you play the Bitcoin game. But when you're borrowing money to buy Bitcoin, I guess you don't really care what price you buy Bitcoin at. So let's get into actual meat and potatoes of the article. It is down here. Bitcoin plunges over the past few weeks. Bitcoin's plunge over the past few weeks has market participants focusing on roughly 74,400, the level at which Strategy over more than 5 years of accumulation would actually be in the red on Bitcoin holdings. While there's surely an important level for talking points, a decline below 74,400 surely does not mean the company would face a margin call or need to engage in forced sales on any part of its BTC stack. The nearest structural pressure point is almost 2 years out on September 15th of 2027, when holders of $1 billion of 6.25% convertible senior notes receive their first put options. The notes were priced when MicroStrategies was $130.85 and carry a conversion price of $183.19, with the stock now at 168. Holders would be unlikely to convert and would possibly seek a cash repayment, potentially requiring strategy to raise or liquidate assets unless the share prices rise meaningfully before 2027. And this is the biggie. This is what we've talked about here before. It is an extremely worrisome thing, and we talked about 2027 being the year. And now we're getting a little more information here, especially as we're starting to get close to Michael Saylor's average entry.
Yep.
I don't know if you have any thoughts on this, Badel.
It's hard because, I mean, like you said, like he's raising his entry cost instead of lowering it, but he's also using borrowed money to buy Bitcoin. Then it's never a good idea. It's like doing everything that we try to tell people not to do. He's
Thank
doing
you. Yes, thank you. Exactly. You hit the nail on the head there, Badel.
When even Badel knows you're doing it wrong, maybe you need to hire new people to tell you how to run your company.
That was funny. That was funny.
Yeah, because I mean, I do stuff even though I'm told not to.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Last week I asked you to chart ADA, and you're like, "Do not buy, Badel. Do not buy." And you know what I did? I literally bought right before you told me not to buy.
Oh goodness! Well, how's that doing?
I bought Cardano at 49. It lowered my entry, but if I would have waited a day or two or a few more, could have gotten it at 40. But
I mean, it is part of what I was talking about, but I think you'll be able to lower that entry a whole lot further. You might get like sub 20 on ADA. So
wow. Talk about bearish right there. Holy moly. Man, I thought I was bearish.
Well, I mean, you gotta keep into account the targets. You gotta keep into account the targets on Bitcoin, where if targets are correct and we repeat cycles as we have before, and we get to the ranges that we normally get to, we're talking about $38,000 Bitcoin. Where do you think ADA is going to be at when Bitcoin's at 38,000, when ADA didn't even get close to its all-time high? It couldn't get above $1 and hold that. It spent most of its time around 70 cents. And then has absolutely crapped bed as Bitcoin has only shed like 40%. So like it doesn't look good for a lot of these alts that didn't do amazing this cycle. But hey,
no argument.
We said we weren't. We told you weren't going to get your alt cycle. So it is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. I got a question for you guys with regard to Saylor, and I know we got to move on because we, got a kind of deadline here today. But do you think? I mean, all things being equal, I get it. I think Michael Saylor's kind of sold out a little bit. I'm sorry, just the way I feel. But that being said, it doesn't make him a stupid guy, okay?
No.
And do you think that he actually thought this all the way through, in the sense of he gained and acquired that much Bitcoin to put himself in a position where time to get out of the stock market, man, they're going to boot me, and now I'm a fund because that's what I was looking to do? Do you think that was really the plan, or do you think he just slapped himself in the pecker? Which is it?
Well, and this is part of the reason that you've seen him open multiple tickers. So it's like, he tried to stretch it out a little bit. We're not all in one area, but you're all under one title. I thought he probably thought he could pull it off a whole lot longer before, they actually came to call on it. But there's no such thing as an infinite money glitch. So
amen.
this is bound to catch up to him eventually. We've already seen him acquire new debt to pay off old debt. What does that sound like to you?
Oh, I don't know. Which Ponzi scheme would you like to touch on?
And that's exactly it.
Dollar. Yeah, sorry.
It sounds like a Ponzi scheme with an extra step of me buying an asset.
Right.
So, like at this point, it's just a big shell game. And if he can make it through the bear market, then I think he'll be okay. But if he can't make it through the bear market, you will get the best Bitcoin price we have had in years. Because he will be forced to sell, and that's going to cause a massive cascading effect in the bear market.
Yep.
Not the bull market, in the bear market. When we're already in the weeds, it will cause a cascading selling effect, and you will get the best entry prices we've had on Bitcoin in cycles.
So that means, wait, where is it? There we go. That means maybe you want to have a little bit of powder on the self. So when that happens, it's like cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Again, what that says. Not financial advice, but yeah.
That's how I'm playing it. So that's all I'm gonna say on it. That's how I'm playing it, and that's how I think more people should play it. Is as we get into the bear market, maybe hold off a little bit, dabble a little bit, do your DCA at the bottoms, but don't be surprised if you get even lower entries than what we thought was the bear market bottom.
Yep. It's and that's what I mean by having a little bit of that extra, if possible. I know things are tight, guys. I get it. But like that little bit extra, maybe that's not your DCA money. That's your holy crap. Bitcoin went to 3,000 again. Guess what I'm doing? Ching, you know what I'm saying? That kind of thing is what I mean.
I would be a multi-coiner at that point.
There you go, man. There you go.
I did see a thing on X today at work about Bitcoin will never go to zero because some guy has like a 2 million coin buy order at like 2 cents.
It's like sure so Bitcoin specifically will never go to zero because Satoshi's wallet holds so much.
Right.
So if that is never sold, then Bitcoin can never go to zero. So there is a threshold of which Bitcoin cannot go below.
Yep.
Yeah, but didn't Sailors, or not Sailor, but MicroStrategy, didn't they already move most of their Bitcoin onto exchanges?
Not them. So
no, I think it was they moved it to like different. They spread it out to different wallets or something. I think is what finally came of that.
So we did see other companies sell. So keep your eye out because you'll probably see a little bit more of that coming.
Yep. All right, BC, what do you say? Move on to the next one here.
You did talk about the economy and how it might be a little bit rough to buy in at the bear market bottom and have a little extra dry powder. And apparently you're not the only one seeing the signs, because Americans are holding onto devices longer than ever, and it's costing the economy. Getting into here, if you're holding onto your aging printer or cracked smartphone longer than you planned, you are not alone. This lady here is 69, lives in Tucson, Arizona, and she says her Galaxy A71 is 6 years old. It's hanging in there surprisingly well. I've had issues with it and still do, but they are minor, said Mitchell. I love Samsung phones, but cannot afford a new one right now. A new phone would be a luxury. The average American now holds onto their smartphone for 29 months, according to a recent survey by reviews.org, and that cycle is getting longer. The average was around 22 months in 2016. While squeezing as much life out of your device as possible may save money in the short run, especially amid widespread fears about the strength of the consumer job market, it might cost the economy in the long run. especially when device hoarding occurs at levels of corporations. It kind of dives in there a little bit. The people that actually hold the phones the longest are these companies. They'll buy a big batch of phones and then they'll just hold on to it because, the phone still works. And because of the way that the monetary system is set up, because we run on MMT and you need the money, you need velocity of money to be extremely high to end up having that come back so that you can pay off your debt. It's really broken things. So instead of just making a good thing, they make something that's a little bit crappier to try to even force you to buy it sooner so that the economy can keep going. And that wouldn't be needed if we just use something like Bitcoin as money or gold as money. It wouldn't matter when you bought it. As long as you bought it when you needed it, it would demand would be there, and eventually you're going to have to buy the thing. And it shouldn't be, it shouldn't be set up in such a way where if you don't buy a fridge every 5 years, the economy collapses. That's a broken system.
That is a broken system. And Wick's wife, nail on the head, gone are these days. And it's funny that she says it that way because BC, this is exactly what you and I were talking about before we came live. And I love that you put the refrigerator example right there, because I was telling BC before we came live, like, I remember my grandparents having literally the same stove, the same refrigerator. That shit outlived them. Never mind like anything else. These days it's like, good Lord, like to the cell phone article BC just had up there. Another piece we were talking about right before we came live was, I got a decent cell phone right here, but you want to know what? Already some apps are not compatible. Here's my air quotes right there, which, is their way of slowly forcing you to go have to buy a new phone. And Kevin, I see you jumping on in here. Welcome. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, BC. Go ahead.
No, not a problem. And I mean, like, it's really a little bit concerning with the fact of, like, you're going to tell me that if I don't buy a new phone every 2 years, the economy is going to break. Is that my fault or is that your fault?
Well, it depends on who you ask. Somebody might say it's Trump's fault. So if we were in our morning conversation, that's what we'd be having right now. Oh no, my goodness.
I would take it back even further to the
I agree.
The last Republican president that they really had problems with. It is Nixon's fault.
There you go.
I'm not a crook, even as he did very crookish things. And he absolutely took us off of the only money standard that we've ever known in the entirety of history that actually works. And that's why we're in this position here. If you want to pinpoint it to one thing, that is why we're here. They took us off the gold standard, so now you have to buy a phone every 2 years or the economy breaks. What the is that?
Yeah.
What? The phones and everything else increase in price.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
which shouldn't be the case.
The price of a phone nowadays, 20 years ago, you could take that same cash and drive down the street and have a selection of used vehicles for the same price, say $1,500 bucks.
Yep.
You can even find a decent used car for like $4,000 now. And a cell phone is $1,500 bucks minimum, and it doesn't even come with the freaking power brick.
It's like I remember buying my first, like, they don't even really make them like that anymore, but HTC. I bought my first HTC for like $100, and like, you couldn't get a phone for $100 now.
Yeah,
and this is the reason that buying a new phone has turned into a luxury. They're keeping the bottom half of America. You're talking about the bottom 60% of America is living closer to paycheck than we've ever lived before. And you expect me to go buy a new phone? To keep the economy afloat? Sorry, I'm trying to buy eggs, bro.
I was about to say, I need to buy food. Yeah, exactly.
Or you could go buy a $3,000 refrigerator that requires an internet connection to work.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Why does the refrigerator need an internet connection? So you can see what's inside your fridge while you're at the store. Okay, well, fine, but I shouldn't have to have internet on my fridge in order for it to work. Like, come on.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
It's dumb.
Exactly.
Technology is nice until it like gets to that point where you're like, do I really need that though? Like
Well,
that's more of an inconvenience than it is a luxury.
and not for nothing. I mean, let's just call it where it is. The government are stealing the money through inflation because technology is a deflationary thing. It should bring prices down. It should make
Yes.
the manufacturing cheaper. All this stuff should not be a 2% increase in the price, which Lord knows it's not 2%, but according to what the Fed says, it should be 2% increase in inflation. No, screw you. You know what I mean?
And the metric that they use to like say technology is like 2% more expensive. They're like, oh yeah, the price of CDs only went up 2%. Who the still buys a CD, bro? Like, I'm sorry, I stream my music on Spotify. I use YouTube. Like no, duh, the price of CDs didn't go up. No, duh, the price of thumb drives didn't go up. That is not the same as telling me my phone only went up 2%, because that's a damn lie.
Yep. That's a fact. That's a fact.
I found my old 5 1/4-inch CD burner with like a stack of 100 CDRs, and I'm like, you know what? I just threw it away. What's the point? Like, who burns CDs anymore? Who listens?
Nobody.
Nobody. Yep.
My computer doesn't even have a CD drive anymore.
Exactly. You got to use an external. Yeah, if you're going to use one. Exactly.
And Windows comes on a flash drive nowadays and not a disk.
Yep. Or you just download it, for that matter, right? Yeah. All right, BC. Move us on. We got one more thing we should get out here and rail about.
Well, I'm pretty sure everyone's heard of Zcash recently. And
what?
What is this Zcash you speak of, sir? I didn't know it went up in value. But this might actually be part of why that is going up in value. And here we go. VanEck CEO is concerned about Bitcoin's encryption and privacy and says firm could walk away. I mean, not for nothing. They were kind of late to the party. They weren't all in, like, I don't really care what VanEck says.
Facts.
But when VanEck starts questioning whether Bitcoin offers enough encryption and privacy and talks about long-term holders examining Zcash, it kind of looks a little weird. Like, did y'all make money off of Zcash? Like, what did you manipulate the market?
I'm glad you said that. We'll circle back on that. Go ahead, keep going, BC.
Bitcoin's long-term design came under renewed scrutiny on Friday after VanEck CEO Jan VanEck questioned whether the network provides sufficient encryption and privacy during an appearance on CNBC's Power Lunch with anchor Brian Sullivan. VanEck said that the issues drawing attention inside the Bitcoin community go beyond short-term market swings. There's something else going on within the Bitcoin community that non-crypto people need to know about, he said. He added that VanEck evaluates Bitcoin's staying power the same way it assesses traditional assets. Ultimately, VanEck has been around before Bitcoin. We will walk away from Bitcoin if we think the thesis is fundamentally broken. We don't right now know, but you always have to look at the underlying technology and the crypto. He did not define what he meant by the Bitcoin thesis, but his comments pointed toward the foundations that Bitcoin's long-term viability includes the strength of its cryptography, the network's readiness for advances in quantum computing, and whether its privacy model aligns with user expectations. His remarks centered on whether Bitcoin has enough encryption and enough privacy, which he said were now central questions for part of the Bitcoin community. And then he called out Zcash. That's quite funny that he calls out Zcash as Zcash makes demolishing moves towards the upside in the market.
Now, it's been out there, and where I said I'm appreciating the fact that you put out market manipulation much. But Zcash has definitely been paying people to talk about Zcash. I mean, that's pretty much, I'm sorry, the couple of people, bigger influencers that I've seen show evidence of that, I believe them. I believe them. I found them to be credible in the past.
Mhm.
So that being said, I mean, don't get me wrong, got nothing against Zcash. I love privacy coins. I think they got a place, especially as we go forward. But like, do you think that this guy has been paid by Zcash? Let's just put the pedal to the metal with that right there.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past them to have paid someone that big to promote Zcash. But also at the same time, I will say he brings up valid concerns,
Oh, agreed.
especially when it comes to quantum computing. We've just seen quantum computers solve a physics equation that even supercomputers couldn't. So we're now starting to get to a kind of line where quantum computers could break encryption. You would need a little bit of effort with it and things like that. You need a little bit of a jump in the qubits that they're actually processing, but it would be doable going forward. And that's why privacy tokens, I feel like, do have their place. Unless Bitcoin actually does change a little bit and actually will adopt to quantum computing taking the forefront.
Yep. Well, I think it's going to have to regardless. I just do. Again, a much more lengthy conversation for a different stream, I think. But like, yeah, it's a must pivot. Let me put it to you this way. I think, and tell me, I'm interested to hear what you think. It's a must pivot within my opinion the next 5 years. What do you think?
Definitely, especially as you're going to see the rise of AI and things like that. It'll get a whole lot easier to kind of like bug out the system, have a robot just buying Bitcoin, putting it in a wallet, maybe spoofing wallets, things like that. So like it does get to be a little more concerning as technology increases.
Yep.
So I will give it that. If Bitcoin wants to live, it's going to have to figure out a way to have quantum encryption.
Yep. Agreed.
Which I don't even think Zcash would be able to handle that. So it's funny that you call out Zcash when it's like, how is Zcash gonna encryption gonna beat quantum? Like, if Bitcoin's not going to beat it, you think Zcash is? Sorry, I don't. When you're working on some of the same kind of technology use cases as Bitcoin is, except you have a layer of privacy where you have zero knowledge proof.
Yep. It's going to be an interesting few years here in the crypto space, I think, is the long and short of summing that whole thing up right there. Maybe even a little hairy. You know what I mean?
Well,
I'm sorry.
We've got Badel over here who doesn't even like the AI, and he's probably gonna really, really hate quantum computers.
Yep, no doubt.
You're muted.
No,
sir.
you're muted, Badel.
Yeah, I just haven't had much time to play with it. It's just been. I mean, maybe this weekend when it's supposed to snow, but we'll see.
Hey, you're not the only one getting snow, BC. He's going to be getting some snow this weekend too.
I mean, we're only like, I don't know, like 10 hours away from each other.
Oh, it's that close. Okay.
Yeah. We're like really, really close together in the Midwest.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's supposed to start Friday night, all day Saturday, all day Sunday.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
We were saying, I think this morning or last night, we're supposed to be getting like between 5 and 8 inches, but we'll see. We never get like more than 1.
Oh yeah.
Now that you said that, you just jinxed yourself, Badel.
Maybe I can actually use a snowblower for the first time in 4 years. Like,
there it is. There it is.
Well, we used a snowblower last year here, so you just want to come here? I'll borrow your snowblower, or you could just snowblow my the front of my house. But that's in a good use. Yeah,
hook a boy up. Oh, that's funny. Well, we're close to that deadline, so why don't we start to wrap things up here and go from there? You guys got anything you want to throw out for everybody? Updates, whatever, anything like that?
You go first, Badel.
I don't really have anything besides just everybody have a safe and happy holiday and travel safely and enjoy.
Facts. Yeah, sounds good.
Most definitely. And on Thanksgiving, I'm not sure exactly what time just yet. I'll put that out on Good Morning Crypto on Wednesday before. I'll be going live on Thanksgiving. Nice little short Thanksgiving stream just to kind of like, hang out with some of the crypto people before we all hang out with our families. Probably not really talk about much crypto, maybe a little bit, but there will also be a giveaway there. So keep your eyes out for that. I'm not going to tease what it is, but a giveaway will be had. So keep your eyes out for that
As long as it's
one.
a little bit later than your good morning shows.
Probably.
I don't
Just a
think
little
most
bit.
people want to be up at 5:30 watching YouTube on Thanksgiving Day.
Probably not.
I'll probably be up anyways, but
Yeah, for those people that are in that normal cycle, probably, right?
No, I'll probably be awake that early, but I will not be going live that early. So
Thanks.
I will let y'all know as I confirm other guests. I know there's probably going to be 2 people that come on if depending on what time works for everyone. So, and then this weekend I will be having a show dealing with political corruption on the financial level. So we will have Crux of Crypto on there, and we'll be getting into the weeds on things, talking about not only politicians taking money for their own self-interest and companies' interests, but also kind of the revolving doors that we see going on between certain agencies and and the companies that they're supposed to be regulating. So we'll be getting into a lot of that. And it will be on Hyper Academy, but I can stream it on both. So, and it will also be up on X. So
there we go.
I'll stream in as many locations as need be.
All right, there we go. And Wick's wife, thank you very much, dropping BC's channel in there. Appreciate that. Well, I'll tell you, for those who don't know or who are watching this on the replay, BC, when is your show this weekend? What day, time?
It'll be on Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern. That will be on Counter This on YouTube. It will be me, LBC, and Crux. And keep your eye out on X for the plenty of people, the 12 people watching over there. I'll be streaming there, and I will be dropping the announcements there as well.
Excellent. And just to quick update for myself, tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern time, myself, Jar, will be live for Matrix Money Podcast. And Wednesday, again, because of the holiday, I'll probably not be going live at 11 o'clock. I don't know. It's still a little bit up in the air, but we'll see. And then Friday night, as always, guys, I'm planning on doing the after Thanksgiving party on Crypto on the Rocks. So make sure you're here for that, 7 p.m. Eastern time. And I'll give you guys some updates on other things at that point. Like Badel started saying, listen, happy Thanksgiving to everybody in case, I don't see or talk with any of you before then. If you're traveling, I know this is like the busiest travel time of the year. If you're traveling, be safe, especially if you're going to be anywhere near these guys, because Lord knows snowstorms everywhere. So be safe, man. Be safe. Appreciate everybody. Thank you to everybody that's been in the chat and all that good stuff. All right, guys, what do you say? Shall we dance our way out the door? I danced my way in. I might as well dance my way out. What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
All right, guys. As soon as I can get my mouse to work, we'll do just that. Here we go.
Good night, all.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, take care. We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, fingers frozen, call it ice on my grip. Wallet getting heavy, yeah, it's making me trip. Charge doing backflips, but I'm steady, don't slip. Never fold, got a diamond script, no eclipse. Wolves in the market, they circle and prey. I'm a bull on parade, charging every payday. Paper hands crumble, they just fade away. I'm stacking sats, building castles where I stay. Diamond hands, I ain't letting it go. Stacking up, yeah, I'm watching it grow. Riding waves, yeah, I'm surfing the flow. Up and down, but my faith never low. Diamond hands, yeah, they gleam and they shine. Through the storm, I just hold the line.